Real talk.
So, we are local artists, and I don't really too much like talking about my own music on my show, but for a young art, well, not a young artist, but an up-and-coming artist, what is the hardest thing that we have to deal with, in your opinion?
For upcoming artists
in Louisville,
the
Kentucky,
hardest thing we have to deal with. When I first started this thing, the hardest thing I had to deal with was I was always worried about if I was gonna grab the people's attention, if I was gonna have a fan of my music. But check this out, like my family members, they more biased, I guess, about when it comes to my music, because they my family members. They gonna rock out with me because they my family, right?
Right.
But I got this one family member. He don't hold no, you know what I'm saying?
No
he don't
punches.
hold no punches. He's gonna tell me the ins and outs. But yeah, ask that question again. What you said?
What's the hardest?
Burning off into a story.
No, it's all good. What's the hardest thing that you had to? What do you think up-and-coming artists in Louisville, Kentucky have to deal with?
Oh, like the hardest thing, man, that I had to deal with. I'm gonna keep it on myself.
Go ahead.
Like was building a buzz. I was worried about if I was gonna build up a nice little buzz. I was worried about having a fan. That was my main concern. But then I had to get out of that too. Because see, opinions, like when you take somebody's opinion and then you keep it there on your brain, you know what I'm saying, it can discourage your work. It can throw you off balance with your work. You get to second guessing yourself and stuff like that. Like I went through a trial of second guessing myself. I wasn't happy with the pitch of my vocal, all of that. You know what I'm saying? I was dealing with all of that, but that was early on. So now I done came into my full self. I have no more worries, really, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? My spirit flows, I let it happen. Everything happens organically. Now I'm aware of what you know, I have the knowledge of what I'm dealing with, of what I'm facing. You get what I'm saying? So I no longer worry about those little shenanigans. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's going to do what it do.
Right.
It's going to do what it do. I just speak life into my situations.
Right. So, where do you get your biggest motivation for music?
My biggest motivation for music? My kids, man. My kids, bro. And they so musically inclined and so talented. They cheerlead, sports, dance. Got one that wants to sing, one of them raps, wants to rap. He like 2K Baby Sage. He shout out to 2K Baby Sage. We from the same city. Man, my kids is my biggest motivation. My biggest motivation. And my mother and my father. Because see, when they was young, they used to sing. Sing their ass. And my daddy, he still does karaoke. I link up with him sometime. We go do karaoke together. But yeah, it's my kids, man. My biggest motivation.
So, if you got that check, and I'm talking about that big check, if you was to get that big check, what's the very first thing you gonna do?
The very first thing I'm gonna do is buy my little brother a headstone. Okay. That's the very first thing on my list. Cause my brother don't have a headstone, man. Like my family dysfunctional. My family poor, man. You know what I'm saying? Not to put no shot on none of my family members, because we all special creatures, for real. My family's very special. I see it in every single one of my family members. But I used to say my family, man, we was cursed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Repeat that again. Because it gets deep sometimes in my brain. Repeat it again, then we come back to it.
What's the very first thing you doing when you get a check?
Oh, brother headstone. Buy my brother a headstone, man. We're going to dress that thing up. That's going to be the very first thing I do with my money.